Hello, my name is Dale Johnson, and I like to make things. And today we're going to do a second Let's Draw, and we're going to draw Naruto. And a few people that know me know that I kind of like the Naruto series. Originally got into it through the anime. And yes, I say it anime, it's a little closer to the Japanese pronunciation, although not really the Japanese pronunciation, or however you say that word, what do I know? And you'll notice we have this handy little thumbnail up there, which I will inevitably ruin because I've already put his head in the wrong angle. But yeah. Now I'm probably going to end up doing, and I'm still getting used to having to talk while I draw. One day I might get used to that. I'm going to move his head in a little bit. Might get used to drawing and talking at the same time. But that day is not today. And he's kind of supposed to be jumping, hovering, whatever in the air. And this is supposed to be the younger Naruto. So I'm not sure if I've quite got his proportions right to actually be the younger Naruto, but we'll see how it goes. Now, first I guess I'll talk about where I am on the game this week. I'll admit, for those of you, well, first of all, for those of you who don't know, I'm making a game called Junction. It's an adventure game. You can find video of it here on my, zoom in a little bit, here on my YouTube channel, Vision Writers channel. And it's a point-and-click adventure game. As such, I've been doing these videos so that I can talk a little bit about what I've accomplished during the week. Since there's not really too much that I can show without giving anything away, and it's really a lot of it's just boring stuff, like programming and stuff like that. Let's see if I can get his little jacket right. These whiskers things that aren't really whiskers. Those of you who've watched the show or read the manga know what I'm talking about. But anyway, long story short, I have not finished a whole lot on the game this week. Real life was kind of just got in the way, as it sometimes does, and I did not, with what little time I did have, I did not apportion it well. So I got one background sort of done. I've got some other stuff that I got done, but not nearly as much as I was hoping to get. And I'll try not to I have a habit of trying to concentrate on my drawing, which means I just go silent, and that's not a lot of fun for everybody out there. I'll try to keep talking. This little spiral thing. But anyway, so I did get one background sort of done, as I keep saying and never elaborating on. Not quite finished, but it was kind of a more detailed background, so it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And that's about it. I haven't really gotten any programming stuff or anything of that kind done. One arm is too long. So I guess for the rest of this I'll just talk about what I'm drawing and, Naruto. A few people who know me online are probably familiar that I kind of like the Naruto series. Not so much the anime, actually. I got into it, like I mentioned, through the anime, but when I got into it, they were doing the filler arcs, which is basically all they did was filler stuff that they made up that wasn't in the original manga, the Japanese comic book that it was based on. And it just kept going on forever. And really, even before that, Naruto's one of those mangas that when it's adapted, they do kind of one chapter each week. So you get a 30-minute episode for each chapter of each 28-page chapter of comic. And For a comic like Naruto, that means that the anime just goes on forever. To give an idea of how this works, Naruto is about 600 chapters long right now. It's coming to a close, but it's not quite done. And so imagine you've got a lot of episodes where they combine chapters, but you've got episode upon episode of stuff, and it's just one fight will go on forever, one plot point will go on forever, never seems to go anyplace. I kind of just got tired of it. But I got into the manga because of the anime. And I really just kind of got into it by accident. This hand is way too big here. Cat, can you move, please? Cat wants to get on my lap while I draw, and that does not work so well. And if you're having a hard time making out what I'm drawing, I am too. Try and fix that a little bit when I come back. We'll go ahead and flip the image. And I'll remember to flip the whole canvas this time instead of just, whoa, just that one layer. Well, I'm going to move this thumbnail to its own layer. Get this out of the way. Move it a little bit here. What was I talking about? I don't even remember now. Oops. Drew that on the wrong layer. Okay, which layer's which? Lock this layer so that I don't draw it by accident. Like I was saying, I don't even remember what I was saying now. But I got into it through the anime, and then I started reading the manga, and that was a lot more enjoyable because you can kind of read it at your own pace. You don't have to worry about waiting for 2-hour fight that doesn't really do anything and isn't really all that interesting anyway. I don't watch it for the fights, really. They're not. I like watch it. I don't even know why I watch it sometimes. I just kind of like the characters in it and the way it tells the story. And just kind of the surprises it throws at you every now and then. I think he's a little taller than he needs to be. Whatever. Here I am, I'm going to nitpick all the little details. So I've got about 25 books of the manga. There's about 50 altogether so far, I think. Not really sure. All my manga and comic books and stuff not like I have a whole lot. Used to use it for reference when I was doing Swordmaster Odyssey. I got a lot of comic books and stuff so that I could tell how other artists were laying out their pictures or their panels and so on and so forth. I don't think I'm going to get him much better. But they're on a box, right? All my manga and comic books and stuff are in a box right now. Oops. So. Now, a lot of people, when they can't see what I'm doing here, I'm turning off the other dynamic so that I've just got that nice brush. A lot of people, when they hear that I like Naruto or some other anime, there's quite a few others I like. They'll assume, oh, you like anime or however they want to say it. You ought to get to know such and such and such and such, or do you want to do, or you must like. And not necessarily. I don't like anime because it's anime. I like certain anime because of the stories, or because of the animation, or the way they do their characters. And it's the same with other countries' animation. There's French animation that I like. One off the top of my head, there's Oban Star Racers. It's actually a French series. It's animated in Japan, so that's kind of half and half. You know what? I'm going to come back and do his hair. I don't like... Oh, I did that. So, Oban Star Racers was a French-Japanese co-production. It's kind of both, but there's other French animation that I like. There's Canadian animation that I followed. Others. Let's see if I can get his eyes to look right here. I can't... In the reference picture I've got of him on my other monitor that you can't see, he's holding a scroll in his mouth, so I can't really see the shape of his chin. Now, I did kind of misspeak last week. If you saw my last Let's Draw, I said the personality comes through in the chin. And that's kind of true, but what I meant is the identity of the character comes through in the chin. If you can get the chin to match what it's actually, the shape that it's supposed to be, then it's more likely to look like the character. And that is not... So not so much the personality, the way they express themselves, because there's only so much they can change about their own chin, but the way they look and how recognizable they are. If you can get the chin to look right, that goes a long way. I'm not sure that I've got his eyes lined up right. Let's flip this back around and take a look. Just little whiskers singing from the fox. And if you've never watched the series, those don't make sense to you. Or never read the manga, then they don't make sense to you. Even if you have, they probably don't make sense to you. It's never really explained. He just has them. And they're not even real whiskers, they're just little marks on his cheeks. His face is a little fat, but I don't have time to go in and nitpick everything. But people assume I like anime, and it's not like I don't like anime, I just... not anime for the sake of anime, if that makes any sense. I like animation. Speaking of animation, The Croods comes out today. I do believe that's the next DreamWorks. Kind of wanted to see that day today. It's probably not going to happen. They've got his... In this picture, he's got his little... The little tab for his zipper is way down here. But it's zipped all the way through up here, so that doesn't really make any sense. I'm going to put it up here where it belongs. Okay. Now let's see, I've got him holding a shuriken in this hand. Ninja throwing star. Shuriken. And something else I kind of wanted to discuss why I drew this. Well, first of all, it's called a Let's Draw. So if you want to, go ahead and pause the video, go find a sketchbook and some paper, and just draw along with me. You can draw your own Naruto. You don't have to make them look like mine, because mine doesn't necessarily look like the real Naruto to begin with. It's just kind of a sketch that I'm doing on the fly. With very huge hands. Come back and try and fix those later. These are not very well drawn fingers. I can do better than that, I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. Why don't you just go grab a sketchbook and some paper? You can draw along with me as you watch, or you can, afterwards, you can draw after you've watched all this and kind of draw your own Naruto. One thing that would be kind of neat to do, I don't know how well, because of the way, since I'm posting this on YouTube, I don't know. I don't think you can post images on YouTube. They don't have an image tag like on a bulletin board, I'm showing my age, on a message board, or maybe there's a swirly thing in here, or a forum. But if you want to post it, or put a link up to it, if you've got it on like DeviantArt, or Imager, or PhotoBucket, or whatever the people use these days. You can just post to your own, and we can just kind of share and contrast the ways we drew our Narutos. I mean, it's called Let's Draw. I think that'd be kind of neat. And also, another thing I've noticed, after I put mine up, I mean, I knew there were other Let's Draws up, but most of them are sped up. Most people who do Let's Draws, they speed their, then they comment over it. If they comment at all, a lot of people don't even do that. So I'm kind of proud that I'm doing my Let's Draw more like a Let's Play, where you have somebody plays the game and then they comment while they're playing. I could not find any where, I'm sure there are some places if I looked hard enough, could not find any where they're talking while they draw and doing it normal speed, not sped up or anything. And I will come back and do his hair, or try to at least. In this hand, in the sketch, it's way too far down. This being a sketch, I'm not too worried about it. Now, you probably noticed I've got a new intro for the Let's Draw. Figured I better show that I can actually draw before I go to the Let's Draw, because these are not the greatest. I want people to know, yes, I can draw. Not necessarily the best artist there is, but I can draw. There's nothing. Why does he have a Let's Draw? Who wants to watch this? He can't draw. I can draw. Not the best, but I can do it. People have hired me to draw, so. I can never decide how I want to draw knuckles on people. Hands are hard, man. They just are. You know what's really hard to draw? Ears. Ears, and probably the hardest thing on people for me to draw, noses. You wouldn't. There's not really a lot of detail to the nose necessarily, but they're really hard to. Oh, this hand bothers me. They're really hard to get to look right. And if you kind of just half do it, it looks like it's half done, like you didn't put any effort to it for such a seemingly unnoticeable, useless feature on the face. The nose has a lot of importance to making the thing look right. And I cannot see how the lower part of the jacket goes, because it's covered up in the... He's got his arms across it in the reference I'm using. If I have time, I'll go back and try and fix that hand. That just bothers me too much. Zoom out just a little so I can do his pants. And I can see his pants in the image, but the way that he's drawn, it's kind of in a pose that doesn't give me a lot of help for this. Yeah. It's just kind of puffy, that's all I need to know, I guess. So, what else is there to talk about? I'm going to have to start keeping notes when I do these, so that I remember. See if I can find this cute little sandal thing. I had to start keeping notes on these, so that I remember what to talk about. Feet are fun to draw. I just wish I could draw them better. And obviously the artists like drawing them too. What's his name? Cannot think of the guy's name who does this series. He obviously likes to draw feet, since all the ninjas have these sandals. You'll notice it's all covered up except for the toes stick out. And I think he admitted in an interview that he has a lot of fun drawing feet. I don't blame him. Feet are fun to draw. And I'm not sure why this is taped up like that. Why does he just wear it like that? Is there like a hole in it? I don't know. It just looks neat. And I have messed up this other pant. Like I'm making it just Aladdin pants now. So for 19 minutes. I've got 34 gigabytes left on my hard drive. Last week I almost ran out of room on my hard drive. I'm gonna have to clear some stuff off if I'm gonna keep doing these. Speaking of keep doing these, one thing I need to mention. I'm going to do at least 5 or 6 of these before I commit to them or give up. Just to get a feel, because I had a lot of fun doing that first one. If it stops being fun and I'm not getting an audience, then, I mean, why go on doing it? If you're enjoying them, let me know. I do take requests. Although I'm probably not the first, for the next couple more weeks I probably won't. Reference one I've got over there is not a very good reference for his hair. What happened there? Not a very good reference for his hair. I have to do the best I can manage, I guess. It's just hidden leaf symbol. Okay, let's see what I can do. Like I said, how's the back of his hair? Back of his hair look like whatever. I will take requests, but probably not for the first couple of weeks after this, because I want it to be kind of more recognizable major characters. I'm trying to get an audience for it now. Because, I mean, keep in mind, I don't know what the back of his head looks like. I can't remember, and I can't see it in this picture. Keep in mind, I'm trying to create an audience with this. Because I want people to enjoy my list draws, just for being the list draws, and I'm trying to do this so that people will be aware that I've got Junction I'm working on. So if it's not bringing in an audience, I mean, what good is it? Let's see what I can do with this hand. First of all. Next week, I'm not sure who I'm going to draw next week yet. I might do Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I almost did him this week. I've also got a friend who's requested a character, but it's a character I'm not familiar with. It's from a series I don't watch or read, but I might do it for them anyway, because I'm cool like that. And also because nobody else has put any more requests in. This hand really isn't that much better than what I had, but it's a little bit better. If I was doing another inking layer above this, I'd try and make it look better, but I'm just doing this. I think I got started designing. Last week I almost ran out of room on my hard drive. I'm not sure if I finished that thought. I'm going to have to clean some stuff off. I'm going to have to figure out a way to make these. I was afraid I made it too long, but I kind of like the 30 minutes that I made it. And I'm 23 minutes in now, so I need to hurry this up. This needs to follow the line of how he's holding it there. Whoops, that's turn the rulers on now. Rotate. Kinda got it there. This kunai. That is not the best Naruto I've ever drawn. Let's just be honest here. Not sure how much I could nitpick to make it look better. I had to practice my sketching. How do you practice sketching while talking? I guess you just talk while you sketch. His head isn't too bad. Not that great though. Yeah, whatever. Just my luck, it's probably going to get stuck on a horrible frame for the... How did this get stuck to there? For the YouTube preview. Now let's go ahead and put some shading in real quick. If I had a little more time, I'd go ahead and put color in. Yeah, we're just going to go with this. Kind of disappointed at how this turned out. I thought my link turned out much better than I thought it would. Naruto, yeah, you didn't do so well, kid. Sorry. Maybe next time. Make this darker. It's just filled in black in the... It is in the... After the time skip, it's black. Not before, though. Okay. Yep. Yeah. some of the detail in his jacket. It's just not going to get done. And we'll say the light is coming from over here. He has light here. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of... I'm going to put his face in shadow. Let's go ahead and pick up a lighter color. Lighter. That's one thing about putting people's faces in shadow. That's hard to make it look right to me. Other people probably don't have quite as big a problem as I do get done. But I do. And hopefully the audio comes out on this really well. I'm going to have to find my other mic. It's not like I have a really good mic, but I've got a better mic than this one. This is just a cheap one I use for online games. And I noticed on last week's, it had a really bad echo to it. Granted, part of that problem is because my computer is really loud. It's got a loud fan in it. And it comes across, and there's a lot of noise in the background, and so when I take that noise off, it makes the echo to it sound really bad. So it makes the echo worse. That was the color I did for the shading was too dark. You know what? From like the waist up, he doesn't look too bad. It's like when you get down to here, it's like the legs aren't. Or maybe I'm just nitpicking too much and he actually didn't look nearly as bad. You can't tell Eeyore's my hero. I'm very pessimistic about everything. You know what? That didn't look right. I filled that in because he's got a dark blue section on the top of his jacket. It didn't look right when I did it there, so yeah. Only so much you can bring across in monochrome. And a lot of him is his shadow. Gotta fit his shoes in. Just because I can. Not really sure what else to talk about now. There's not really much else I can say other than, oh, look at his feet. Oh, look at his hands. Oh, look how bad I did it. Yeah, nobody wants to listen to that. Or maybe you do. Leave a comment about it. Okay, now I'm just being boring. See, I'm almost 30 minutes in. This is about as long as the last one. Now we can go back to this color. And I'll try and make it more interesting next week. Hopefully I'll get some more stuff done and I can actually talk about getting stuff done in the game instead of whatever comes to mind. And I might go see the Croods during the weekend, and if I do, I'll give kind of a mini review. I'm kind of looking forward to it. If I recall, it's done by, I can't even remember the guy's name. You'll notice I'm bad with names. It's done by the guy who did Lilo and Stitch. Oh, there you go, Naruto. If I recall, it's done by the two guys that did Lilo and Stitch. And so that's part of why I'm looking forward to it. I didn't think Lilo and Stitch was as great as some other people think, but I enjoyed it, and I'm interested in seeing more in what they did. And also, it just... The first trailer I wasn't so interested in, the second one, yeah, kind of caught me. If I see it, I'll talk about it some. And here we go, Naruto. How you doing? You know what, he didn't come out quite as bad as I thought he did. His proportions are kind of off, but yeah, what are you gonna do? His hair doesn't look right for some reason, but I'm not sure the reference material I've got over there is not quite what I wanted. Well, actually it is, it just doesn't have a couple things I wanted it to have. It's hard to find a good reference if you just have just one image of anything. If you're done signing your artwork, if you're drawing along with me, what is today? Doesn't look like a 3. 3. Although you're probably seeing this tomorrow, or maybe like years down the road. Who is this person? Does he do any more of these? No, he doesn't. Maybe I do, who knows? And there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Draw. And if you haven't already, go get a pencil and paper and draw Naruto yourself. Share it with us. Hope you enjoy this, and hope you'll enjoy it the next time I do it. Hopefully you're interested to see more. Please leave a comment if you like it. Suggestions are welcome, and along with just critiques. I'm open to critiques, be honest. So, hope you guys have a good week. Dale out.